started. Should have started.
Yo.
Should have started.
Hey, did you get that? Did you get
You should have
Yep,
started.
hey, I'm leaving that in the video, bro.
Yeah.
I'm leaving that in. Yeah. Well, I know.
All right, here we go.
Or I need to send you. Hey, where's my camera? Hey, Pete, yep. Hey, Pete. As soon as we said that, he said put me on game. I don't. Oh, really? Welcome back to Gumball Sports Machine. Usually I say this is a show where we love, we laugh, we hug, we cry, we smile. Most importantly, we are positive. And you know what? We are positive today. And let me tell you why. Because opening day is tomorrow. That's the big story of the day. Opening day for baseball, and the Diamondbacks have a chance to go all the way. That's why we're positive today. That's the big story of the day. Isn't that right, boys?
Okay, we hear that?
As always, I'm
Can we
joined
hear
by my
that?
co-host, Triple OG Tone, and of
Can
course
we
we
hear
have
Celtics a lot, Suns and Lebron.
Okay, I'm done. My apologies.
Did you enjoy that? Was that fun?
Not really. It's more fun when the game is closer.
Sorry, I can't get my camera right. Yeah, right now I'm looking at the score. It's the fourth quarter, 4 minutes to go, 122-95. And Bobo, passes the ball, has a wide open three. Pass the ball.
Oh, Bobo's
And
playing?
yeah, Damian Lee goes up and airballs a floater. Yep, that was cool. Okay, yeah, obviously let's get to our story tonight. Yeah, the Celtics railroad. I mean, they absolutely had their way with the Suns tonight. This has been ugly. This has been ugly. You know what, Tony? I'm gonna get it out of the way. I'm gonna get out. What would you like to say about your team tonight?
I guess it was a solid win because the Suns have actually been playing well. I would love to just talk a whole bunch of trash and belittle your team, but they've been balling, and so it's a solid win for the guys. No JT, so I actually thought that the game was going to be a lot closer. Didn't have to watch much of it. Hell of a game from the Zen God. Hell of a game. I will say this, again, I typically like a closer game to see if my guys are battle tested and prepared for the playoffs. Devin Booker didn't play well at all to me. In the first quarter, he was diming out, which made up for, to me, the lack of production scoring. But then when obviously there was parts of the game where they needed him to score, and you noticed it. KD can't do it all by himself with you guys' lack of defense. But yeah, great game for the guys.
Yeah, Kevin, what'd you think? You watched this game tonight. It's been ugly, it's been rough, and I want to go play Crossy Road on the 101. Kevin, yeah, what'd you think about this game, Kevin?
Probably should pick the I-10. I-10 actually has more traffic on there.
See, there you go. See, there you go. See, you couldn't be like, no, it's okay. The Suns, they have a chance. No, you are choosing the more busier highway for a higher chance.
This way.
I just want to point out one of the commentators actually pointed out how Katie did not get as many shot attempts as he was supposed to. Because before I turned off the TV, he was 10 of 14 from the field, 27 points. Why is he not shooting the ball more? If Booker's struggling, if the Suns are struggling as a team, feed him the ball. That's what happened on Friday against the Cavs. He had what 40-some points. I lost count after 35. Um, I was hoping to see more of that tonight because I mean on Friday night he killed the whole Cavs team. And Booker didn't even play that well either. He had like what 17 points that game. Um, and the Suns were actually shooting threes that night too. They were making their threes tonight. It didn't look that way. Well, I think before I turned the TV off, they were like 5-23 from the three, so it's pretty ugly. Yeah, you really can't go band for band with the Celtics when you shoot threes, unless you're a very good 3-point shooting team. Like I think there's only like 2 or 3 other good teams that can compete with the 3-point shooting. And if you're Phoenix, you have to play it to your game, not the other team's game. And that's what happened tonight. They were trying to match their pace, match their rhythm, and match their shooting, but you can't really match it when you don't have guys to compete and also defend the 3-point line like how the Celtics do.
I agree with everything both of you said. It was tonight was rough. Coming off the high of beating the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have the best record in the league or in the East, coming off the high of beating the Bucks, who are top, in a lot of people's eyes, a top 3 contender in the league. Listen, I don't think I've ever seen the Celtics miss a 3-pointer. I'm just gonna put that out there. The defense was lackadaisical tonight from the Suns, especially in the first half, in the first quarter. I mean, you gave up 46 points in the first quarter. It's a bunch of traffic cones, 5 traffic cones out there wearing purple. That's what it looked like to me. The Suns tonight did not have they came out offensively. They looked fantastic. Kevin Durant was doing his thing. We were hitting some of our threes. And even though the Celtics weren't missing any of their threes, we were still keeping up with them. It was a 4-point game, a couple minutes into the fourth quarter. And that's when it got ugly. And the thing for me is I was watching. I was like, okay, you know what? They're going to cool down. They're going to cool down eventually. The Celtics are going to cool down. They're not going to make every three. They're going to cool down. And it just never happened. It just never happened. One thing that this did confirm for me tonight is the Celtics are the best team in the East. I mean, they're missing their best player. They are the best team in the East, and they come into Phoenix, who is on a 4-game hot streak, who's riding a high, and they beat them by right now what is 30 points without their best player. That's pretty special. That's pretty special.
I've been saying it the whole season. And Tones was actually giving Cavs credit being the best in like a couple of months back, beginning of the season. And I kept telling Tones like Celtics are defending champs. It don't matter what the Cavs record is. It don't matter what the Thunder are looking like in the West. Celtics could have a slump in the following season after they win the championship, and you will still need to give them credit and the recognition that they deserve, because when you win a championship, it's hard to count them out. Especially if you bring back damn near the same roster, you can't count them out. That's just plain disrespectful, counting out the Celtics.
Hold on. We added Torrey Craig, and I like this kid Shireman. I like this kid. And they brought on Walsh has been playing. J.D. Davison gave us a game or two. Like, it's a nice little culture back there, back home, man. But I got a question for you, Mo. How do you feel like this game tells the story for the summer for you guys? Because me personally, I thought you won. I didn't want to put that in the air, obviously before the game, but I thought y'all were gonna win this game, especially once I heard JT wasn't playing. Thought y'all were gonna win this game, and I thought that this would be a statement game for your organization to say, "Hey, we got something going here. We just beat the champs." Losing by 30 without JT, to me, says something completely different than that. So I want to hear about from you.
Okay, I will say this. I don't think this game has any effect on what's going to happen in the summer. in the offseason. You come in here, the Boston Celtics, again, the team who I think is the best team in the East. Yes, you're missing your best player in Jason Tatum, but this team is so, and I don't want to take credit away from Kevin because he also pointed this out. The Celtics are so stacked that when you may be out Jason Tatum, but then you have another star in Jaylen Brown to come in and absolutely light it up. You have another guy in Kristaps Porzingis who came in and gave you 30. Derek White is going to be Derek White. He's going to play defense. He's going to hit a bunch of threes. Drew Holiday, he is going to do his thing. Peyton Pritchard, now although he wasn't amazing tonight, but he's always going to do his thing. The leader right now in 6 Men of the Year voting, or what I believe to be. I think if you are not able to bounce back on Friday against Minnesota, then we start having those tough conversations. But this is such a 10-game stretch. We have to realize there's no way within this 10-game stretch we were going to go 10-0. Yes, those wins were nice against the Cavs. Yes, that win was nice against the Bucks. We are not going to go 10-0. There are going to be teams that we face like the Celtics, and we have to see them one more time. We still have to see the Bucks one more time. We still have to see Minnesota and Houston and OKC and Golden State. So we're not going to go 10-0. I think at the end of this run, by the end of the season, we will know what the goal is for the Phoenix Suns and Kevin Durant. I think that's by the end of the season, if we make the plan and are able to get out of the plan. Now, raise your hand if you think the Suns can beat the Thunder in a 7-game series. Exactly what I expected. So if we're able to get out of the plan and at least compete, put up an effort against the Thunder, we might be having a different conversation about KD leaving.
But as of right now, if you guys do move on, who's the 7th and 8th seed that you guys would face the next round after the Kings though?
So we would, if we'd play the Kings, and then it would either be the Clippers or the Timberwolves.
That's even 2 tough teams, to be honest with you.
Exactly. So if we make it out of the plan and give up and give OKC a run for their money, we have a different conversation. If we don't even make the plan, Kevin Durant, it was nice having you as a Phoenix Sun. See you later, sayonara. He's not coming back.
Is it time to rebuild though? You guys do move on from KD?
Have you seen the new trade rumors for KD?
No, I saw that for the Celtics.
Why are they starting that all over again? Why?
Kevin Durant, that is not a good fit. I don't think it's a good fit.
I saw it. It could have been for Porzingis, huh?
Why would we do that after just winning a championship and now being the number 2 and, like you said, the best team in the East? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Why would we go? I'm sorry, KD is definitely a better player than Jaylen Brown. He's not as good a defender. He's not guarding.
Absolutely not. Although, do you know who is top 3 in defense and field goal percentage when they are the closest defender in the league? His name rhymes with "Can you rant?"
So hold on. You're saying you're saying he's holding people to a low field goal percentage when playing defense?
When he's the closest defender, he's top 3.
You said it. Okay.
So when he's the closest defender to somebody shooting the ball, he is top 3 in field goal percentage this season. So he's not
saying top 3 just sounds backwards because you want the player to be bottom percentage, right? But I understand that they're saying that. It just doesn't sound right.
Okay, yeah, okay. And in terms of Kevin Durant, when he is the closest defender, he is top 3 lowest allowed field goal percentage in the league.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
It sounds better.
There we go.
But
so, he's not an awful defender, but obviously he's not Jaylen Brown.
He's a good shot blocker.
Well, here's the thing: is that there's not a lot of power forwards that are averaging 20 points in the NBA, so he's not guarding a lot. When he is, it's not like Kevin Durant's not a good. He's above average defender. You know what I'm saying, for a star. not a lot of superstars that can do what they do on both ends. Yeah, KD hold it down.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. But I do want to ask you guys, since you guys are fans of the top two teams in the East, who's the best team in the East right now? Kevin?
The Celtics.
Why?
Look, we may go into the playoffs as the number 1 seed, but until we make it to the ECF and even beat the Celtics in a 7-game series, I'm giving respect where credit where credit's due. Celtics are the best team in the East, regardless of what the record says. They could be the 5th seed, the 4th seed going into the playoffs, and I would still say they're the best team in the East.
Tone, who's the best team in the East right now?
Yeah, I think I said it on probably the last pod. I said I felt like we were the best team, even though they had the best record. Um, it's just the way we've been playing. Drew looks like he's caught a good rhythm. Porzingis is getting like he's almost 100% back healthy, and yeah, we're in a good rhythm right now. And then I don't. It's crazy because it's like you don't want to talk bad about the Cavs because they're still playing well. But the last, I'd say maybe like 6 games, Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell haven't really been them what they've been earlier throughout the season. So, and it's kind of a bad time or awkward time to have that type of rhythm. But I will say that to me, their MVP is still playing great basketball. So all they got to do is get it back on track, and they're gonna be dangerous as hell in the playoffs.
I still think the X factor is probably going to be Mobley
Yeah,
against
that's
the
what I call.
Celtics.
I
Yeah.
think y'all's MVP. That's what I feel
Just
like.
like I think the Celtics dark horse or X factor is going to be Derek White. I personally think
I,
because of what he does
I
on both sides of the
it
floor.
to me it depends on how good you guys are defending and who you guys are who's honestly playing the most minutes. Like because you spoke to it in our group text saying that Jerome had what you said 25 points.
25 points last night with Mitchell out.
And so it's kind of like whoever's got it rolling for you guys is who's going to be out there. And then depending on who's got it rolling, the defensive matchups is crazy. And so, like, Ty Jerome's a bigger guard. He'll likely be on Derek White versus Drew Holiday, which may give Drew Holiday the opportunity, which if he were to step up, then he's, to me, the key factor. But to me, it's all matchups in the playoffs, and it's all going to depend on who's got it rolling for both teams in certain times. Because like Payne Pritchard might get it rolling, and he's not a weak defender, but he's not he's the smallest person on our team usually. So y'all will pick on him.
I mean, it's honestly like you said, whoever gets hot because that previous game, the last matchup that they played against each other, Mitchell got hot. Mitchell got hot in the
Mhm,
second half, and look what happened. So, I mean,
mhm.
I see where you're coming from. Like, it depends on who's hot, and I didn't forget too. Tatum had the game of his life that game too. So, if that's what we're expecting in a 7-game series for the ECF, then I'm all for it.
Phew, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting.
It is definitely gonna be something to look forward to. That matchup in this, I'm definitely looking forward to the playoffs. Again, especially because the Suns are gonna be out, and I'm gonna be a stress-free playoffs. Um, let's get to another really good game tonight. The Lakers beat the Pacers
Oh,
120-119. LeBron has a tip-in shot for the win. And the Lakers sneak out of Indiana with the win. The Lakers now they are coming off of 4 losses in a row, and all of them not very pretty. I mean, you lose to the Magic, you lose by 30 to the Bulls, and you give up 146. I'm sorry, 3 losses. 3 losses. You lose to the Bucks, and you absolutely get demolished. You lose to the Bulls, you absolutely get demolished. Those are both at home. You lose to the Magic, and wasn't as bad, but it was still pretty bad. And then you barely sneak out this win tonight against the Pacers. What would you say is the biggest problem with the Lakers right now? So you look at this team and you're like, okay, well, you got Luka, you got LeBron, and then you got guys to surround you. You got AR, you got Rui, you got Vanderbilt, you got Jackson Hayes. but yet they don't look nearly as good as they did 2 weeks ago. What's the biggest problem with them right now?
The biggest problem would be LeBron was out for a couple of those games. And I just think that a lot of other teams have figured out where their defensive liabilities are. And as you get as teams gear up for the playoffs, they develop different schemes, and the Lakers are getting picked on. I think that a lot of people knew that it was going to happen sooner or later. I mean, you got to think about a couple of things. LeBron James is 40 years old, and so the wear and tear on his body is going to happen. After so many games, it's been 60 something games, and then I'm sorry, but Luka's not the best defender, and so there's going to be good games, and there's going to be the other side, um, and we're witnessing the other side. Hopefully, they can get it together because it'd be dope for LeBron to have a hell of a run, in one of his final playoff experiences. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna last. I think they'll be if they make it, because what place are they in right now?
They are in
Fifth,
fourth,
fourth.
something
Yeah,
like
so
that.
Who's
they should
fifth?
be all right.
Let me find out. I believe it's the Grizzlies.
If it's Grizzlies or Houston, I think they beat them in the first round.
Yeah,
Whoever,
that's
I'm be honest. Whoever the Lakers play in the first round, I think they're beating.
I think that the teams that they should watch out for is OKC. I'd like to say Denver.
Actually, real quick, because I do want to get into that here in a few minutes. But right now, what's the problem with the Lakers? They lost 3 in a row. Now they did win tonight, in a close fashion. But Kev, what's going on with La La Land?
I think it has to do with Bron's injury. Bron was out after that Celtics game, and a lot went downhill after that. Luka has actually been playing pretty well. Offensively, there's nothing you can do to stop Luka. You can only wish the rest of the players don't have a good game, and that's where I'm going to throw Reeves into that conversation. Reeves is a very good ball player, but when Bron goes down with an injury, you need to know that you need to be that next guy up, and you need to carry that team as well. It can't just be Luka. And I'm not gonna say those 3 losses was all his fault, but I think he has a bit to take blame for. Um, Defensively, and like I said, defensively, Reeves is not the best defender as well. So that's also another liability right there on the court. The same for guys like Dalton Connect, where offensively, you know what they're gonna give you, but defensively, you lose someone like AD. That's a big loss for your defense, and to make up for it, you have to utilize guys like Vanderbilt and Finney Smith and Rui more. But there's only so much they can do, especially guys like Vanderbilt that can't shoot the 3 ball. So you take his defense on the court, which is helpful, but offensively he doesn't give you much. And the thing is with today's NBA is it's almost like positionless basketball, but you need to be able to play both ends of the court. And you can't do that, you can't compete for a championship.
Yeah, listen, I agree with both of you guys. The biggest thing for me right now with the Lakers is they kind of, in order for them to kind of be consistent, they kind of have to do what the Suns are doing. What the Suns are, at least on this 4-game win streak, that they was ended tonight, but they're not a very good defensive team. That is no secret. The Suns or the Lakers are not very good defensively, but what they do is turn their defense into offense. Now, it's cliche, but get the ball and run. Miss or make, get the ball and run. Because don't let the other team set up in their defense. Don't let the other team force them to play defense, so that when they're tired, that's when you can, even when you have a bad defensive possession, that's when you can kind of chill. Now, if you leave teams open, that's what's going to happen. They're going to hit threes. They're going to make shots. They're an NBA team. But you have to give some sort of effort. I mean, you have guys, like I mentioned them already, AR, Rui, Vanderbilt. Those are all, for the most part, one-way guys. Rui is kind of a two-way. But Vanderbilt, very good defensively. Couldn't hit the ocean from a boat. AR, very good offensively. He can facilitate. He can hit the three. He can create his own shot. Couldn't stop a parked car. So they're going to have to get out and run. And that's the biggest thing for me right now is that they're allowing teams to do what they should be doing on other teams. And it showed tonight against the Pacers. It showed 2 games ago against Chicago when they got beat by 31. And Kobe White had 36. And Josh Giddey had almost a quadruple double.
Balling. Kobe White,
Mattis Bazuelis
balling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mattis Buzelis, who also had 31. Like that can't.
Kobe White's last 10 games.
Wasn't he the Eastern Conference Player of the Week last week?
Yeah, he was. He absolutely was. And yeah, but you have to realize like those are guys that can beat you, especially when you have nobody to guard them. Have to get out and run. Right now, who is the biggest threat to the Thunder in the West? Kev, who's the biggest threat to the Thunder? Is it the Lakers? Is it the Warriors? Rockets? Grizzlies? Who's the biggest threat to the Thunder?
I don't know if I'll get both you guys to agree with me on this, but I'm gonna say Denver. And it's only because they have the best player in the league. He may or may not win his another MVP award, depending on how SGA, if he does win it. But when you have the best player, and if you have the surrounding cast around him, like his supporting cast, if they can hit their threes and play good team defense, that team is very scary to play against. It doesn't matter how they play in the regular season, because this team has won the championship before. And if you sleep on them, they could win it again because they have the best player in the world.
I'd have to agree. I feel like they have the second best player in the league, if not the first. You could argue. And they getting it rolling right now. Shoot, Jamal Murray been hooping, AG been hooping, and so they getting it rolling. Great time, and like Kev just said, they've done it before. That experience, it pays off in the playoffs. But I will say that I feel like there's a sleeper team, and no one's really talking about them right now. Probably besides Maul, and that's the Clippers. And that boy James Harden has been holding it down, and Kawhi Leonard has come back healthy and strong, and he's balling right now. And if they continue to keep this going, Zubac is solid. They got a decent team over there, man, and playoff basketball is playoff basketball. Again, you got experienced hoopers. James Harden hasn't won a championship, but he's had some series in the playoffs, and Kawhi Leonard got rings. So who knows what could happen?
That could be the first round matchup too. If we're talking about Clippers and Thunder.
Yeah, it could be. If the Clippers lose that first game in the play-in, I'm gonna agree with both of you guys. Denver right now, in my opinion, is the biggest threat to the Thunder. Because, first of all, I want to point out, I've been saying Jokic is the MVP for as long as I can remember this season. I do want to emphasize, he came back tonight. They lost. He was out for 4 games. They lost 3 out of those 4 games. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. Denver has missed Jokic the past 4 games. They have lost 3 out of those 4 games. He comes back tonight, and they win. He is fantastic. He is the best player in the league, and he came back off an injury, had 30, 10, and 10. Most valuable player. I do want to get that out of the way.
The pass was crazy.
I mean, that spin pass.
Remind me of myself in my prime. Like that's the type of vision I had. You can see things happening before
that was like 25, 30 years ago right there.
Man, the basketball. He's seen homeboy
black and white right there.
Out of the glimpse of his eye before he caught the pass and just said boop boop, and that's I've been there. I've been there. That's
all right. Well, okay, well.
I mean, haters gonna hate. You know what I'm saying? Haters gonna say, It was Photoshop, but
All right.
hey,
Were the cameras on or?
I've been there before. That's why I
Yeah.
see what he saw. Some people didn't see that. I seen it.
Well, yeah. Well, you've seen it. Has anybody seen you do it? Or?
Yeah. There's
That
definitely
was,
people who've
Is there
seen it.
footage?
that was back around the same time Will had 100 points.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Kev, I seen that spray bottle when we first started the show. You had that black stuff they be spraying. You got more gray hair than I do, bro. Cut it
Come on,
out.
man. This is all black. This is all natural, man.
Nah, you be using that stuff that the niggas be using at the barber shops.
I got,
Oh, okay.
I got to use it for the pictures. You know, I got to get a crispy lineup. You know what I'm saying?
The
See?
anti-gray spray. I saw a commercial
Yeah.
on that today. I
Mhm.
thought it said something else.
Just for me.
Okay. But no, listen, the Nuggets are the biggest threat to the Thunder. I don't think that's any secret. Number 2 is the Clippers. Because if they get hot, I've seen Kawhi Leonard go on one of the best playoff runs I have ever seen in 2019 when he was in Toronto. Carried that team all the way to the finals and won the finals. He was fantastic. And if you don't think a healthy Kawhi Leonard can't do that again, you are simply out of your mind. Number 3 would be the Golden State Warriors. Again, you have 2 players who have absolutely performed in the playoffs historically in their career, and Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler. And you still have championship pedigree with Draymond Green. And now these other guys are starting to fill in. This post character, he's nice. He can shoot the ball. He can spread the floor. He can finish at the rim. He's played well. You still have Buddy Hield, who is one of the best shooters in the NBA. Moses Moody, who is another fantastic shooter and can play a little bit of defense. Let's not sleep on these teams that are lower in the standings. You have the Warriors. You have the Clippers. Those are some fantastic basketball teams and
Is
can
is Steph
absolutely pose a threat.
still out though, or is he back yet?
He's out right now.
That's the only thing for me is that Steph's gonna be able to come back healthy and you know what I'm saying? Because in the playoffs,
Because that fall was scary. That was a scary fall that we saw.
people will really
Yo.
try to pick on him, knowing if he's only like 80% in the fight. And I'm gonna say 80% won't be able to beat certain teams, but again, it depends on who they meet.
Especially
No,
if they
for
meet
sure.
someone like Luke or SGA, they're gonna attack Steph the whole game.
Whole game.
There was also something else that happened today. LeBron was on the Pat McAfee show, and he kind of made some headlines. The headline I want to talk about is nothing LeBron actually even said. Stephen A. Smith went on his own show, the Stephen A. Smith show, then uttered the words at the point in time when LeBron pressed Stephen A. at Crypto.com Arena. Stephen A. responded today by saying, if he would have hit me, I would have swung on him. Tone, you know what? I don't even got a question. Just take off.
Well, here's the thing: is I feel like all of this is played out perfectly for Braun, man. Like, and I just think I will say this: I think it's great for the players to finally have a voice. Um, and like KD has tried to speak up a bunch of times when he gets caught, you know, on Twitter doing what it do. But like, there's been so many times where the media just has full control over the narrative of a locker room, of a certain player, of an incident, whatever the case may be. LeBron is changing that. He pulled his card in front of hundreds of people, thousands of people, and then they had this little duel via podcast or whatever the hell you want to call this. And I think that it's dope what Braun is doing. He's exposing some of the media. What I think is really happening is as you get older, excuse my language, but you don't give a fuck kicks in. It just turns up. You know what I'm saying? As you get older. And LeBron, to a certain extent, he looked at the media as like an uncle, and that's really what it is. They're not your boss, but they work so closely with your boss that you kind of gotta mind your manners. You know what I'm saying? And LeBron's at a certain age where he don't give a fuck no more. He's like, I'm out of here next year. I'm retiring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to deal with y'all no more. I'm gonna have one of my own shows on my own platform where we get to say what the hell we want to say. And so I'm gonna start that wave now. and he's doing it, and it's dope to see the other side. Um, I will say it's going to be a little hard. It's going to be a little rough on them players who don't get to this type of platform. But for the ones that do, man, LeBron's changing the wave, man, and it's exposing people like Stephen A. You can see he's a little weak and unprepared for the situation. Um, and yeah, it's funny. I don't know if y'all seen the post. LeBron just posted Stephen A. when he was warming up doing the boxing thing, and he was
Oh
swinging like,
yeah.
yeah. I love these subtle jabs. This is exciting. It's getting funny, man. It's getting funny.
It makes it entertaining. It makes it entertaining. Kev, what was your reaction when you saw Stephen A. saying
There
what
was
he
there was really not much of a reaction. It was kind of funny. It was kind of a good laugh. Um, but I mean, it wasn't something where I'm like, oh my goodness. It was kind of funny. But it's nice to see you get to see like another side of Bron other than just being a basketball player. You'd see his character and you see another side of him, and I thought it was pretty dope. Although I'm still down to pay to watch Stephen A versus LeBron boxing match.
I wouldn't be.
Boxing
I mean,
match, huh?
yeah. Now, okay. Now, I do want to go ahead and mention that Stephen A. then went ahead and said that he would get the ever loving what kicked out of him by LeBron because he's 6'9" Goliath, behemoth, whatever words he used, which is obviously true. LeBron would put hands and paws and feet and toes and fingernails on Stephen A. and it would be ugly. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice of you to say that now, weeks after it happened, I guess. Uh when you look at Stephen A, like he wasn't a very good look for him. It was not a very good look after LeBron had pressed him and people were bringing up receipts and talking about, when Stephen A was talking about, if you see me, just walk up to me if you don't like what I'm saying. And Tone, you and I had a conversation about this and we kind of felt differently about the situation. My side of the story was I understand why LeBron did it, and I understand that LeBron did it. The biggest thing to me is if LeBron is going up to Stephen A. Smith about something Stephen A. Smith is saying about LeBron, no problem. You got it. I have zero problem with that. But you are going up to Stephen A. Smith about a problem you have with his son. Your son is a grown man. A grown man who speaks English, has 2 legs, 2 hands, 2 feet, and could easily walk over to Stephen A. and use his mouth and say, "Hey, bruh, I don't like what you're saying about me. Chill out." But LeBron, put the protective stuff on and he went out and he did his dad thing. I have no problem with it. I just feel like it could have been handled by Bronny, the person he actually is defending for. I think that was the biggest thing to me.
But I think that goes back to the same thing I just said about LeBron. Like, I think a lot of players, they look at the media as like their uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta behave when they're speaking around the media because then the narrative can be taken a certain light. And if Bronny does something like that, I can only imagine the narrative. Oh, this kid thinks he got it like that. He can approach Stephen A. or any other media person. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the narrative just gets over exaggerated in a whole nother fashion. Like I can only imagine what people would have just said about Bronny for the next 5 years as he's trying to develop in the NBA and deserves the chance to, if he had done what people, some people you expect him to do. What the hell was I was gonna ask? Um, damn it. I can't remember now because I just said that all that BS.
No, yeah, it's an interesting situation. It's funny, obviously. You see LeBron go on and he's talking about Pat Riley taking away his cookies, and he's talking about and how he kind of confirmed that story. Brian Windhorst saying, "Oh, like I'm his best friend." Shut that down immediately. Um, yeah, it was cool to see. Like, I'm with you guys. It was cool to see LeBron's human side of things, and Pat McAfee is fantastic. I mean, if there was a show for him to go on and do that, that's the perfect show. which was really cool. But yeah, so there's not much to that, but I thought we would talk about it a little bit. Let's move on to some football. Let's close out with some football. Shorter show today. I gotta be up a little earlier tomorrow, opening day. Yeah, got got life thing. Let's start with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson goes out and signs a 1-year, $21 million deal with the New York Giants.
Something stinks.
Hey, I agree, brother, because I don't know what I'm gonna let you guys go first because I have so many thoughts about Russell Wilson going to the Giants, and the Giants signing Russell Wilson. But Kev, what was your initial reaction when you saw this? When you saw Russell Wilson going to the Giants?
I'm not even gonna lie, I was at work, so I didn't exactly get I checked my phone right away. But after I seen the news that broke out that he signed with New York, I just thought of two things. First of all, they already have Jameis Winston. Look, I'm not saying they're on the same level, but is the drop off that much more from Jameis to Russell? I don't think so. If anything, I think Malik Neighbors would get more opportunities and more touches with Jameis Winston being the QB1. So I don't know why they brought in Russell Wilson when they have someone that can sling the rock. And also, are they now going to draft a quarterback as well in the upcoming draft? We don't know anymore. We really don't know. So I don't know how I feel about this signing. New York probably just wants to make that signing just for the news so they can say that they made a move for someone. But I don't know. I've mixed feelings about this. When you already have someone like Jameis Winston that can go out and get you 30 passing touchdowns, which is what Russell Wilson can do, minus the interceptions that Jameis Winston does throw.
Tom, what'd you think about Russell Wilson going to the Giants? What was
Man, I was just I was so excited. I was ecstatic. I was like, he's been playing horrible, and he's going to an op. I can't this is perfect. This is I can't get any more joyous. I'm loving it. I even seen a bunch of Giants fans who were upset about it. So then it just added. It was like extra sauce and flavor on some wings that you just got.
That's crazy.
I'm just loving this, man. I can't. I'm just. Oh yeah, it's cool with me. I can't wait to see it unfold. Honestly,
the Giants are such an awful run organization.
So that's Michael too.
Oh, he's at sea right now. He's at sea. When he comes back, and I can have a phone call with him. Oh, you better believe it's, hey, how you doing? Good to talk to you.
He might block your number though.
And if you don't think I know where he lives in Virginia, I will fly out to him for a day just to go let him know how terribly his organization is.
I gotta see if we meet. Do we meet? And I gotta check the schedule, the past schedule. We definitely gotta stream that day if we meet.
Oh, the Giants and the Patriots?
Yeah.
Listen, the Giants are you give up the best running back in the league to hold on to Daniel Jones. So not only do you not have Saquon Barkley, you don't have Daniel Jones, who you wanted to keep in the first place. That's number one. Number two, you go out and sign Jameis Winston. I didn't mind that. I looked at him. I said, hey, that's not a bad, you know what? If you're going to draft a quarterback, you start Jameis Winston. You have him play this year. Whoever it is you draft, whether it's Shador, whether it's Jackson Dart, whoever it may be, whether it's Jalen Milroe, whoever it may be, you go out, you draft him. You have him sit behind Jameis Winston, a consummate pro. He's been up and down in his career. He is obviously known for throwing a lot of interceptions. You have the rookie quarterback sit behind him for a year, learn, understand how to be a pro. Next year, you have him start. So not only did you go out and sign Jameis Winston, you went out and signed Russell Wilson to a $21 million contract. Yes, I understand it's 1 year. Do you know how much Russell Wilson got paid last year from the Steelers?
Was it 15 mil?
I'm gonna say it wasn't that much money.
$1 million. The veterans minimum. That's how much they paid. That's how much they paid Russell Wilson last year. $1 million. The veterans minimum. And the Giants, oh, well, he was, he was good last year for them. Came back and, he took him all the way to the AFC Championship. Oh, no way, he didn't. He was awful down the stretch. In the second half of the year, he was terrible. The Giants are such an awful run organization. It's pathetic. It's awful. It's ridiculous what this team is doing. I don't really care too much because I'm not a Giants fan, but I just look at that organization and I say, wow.
It's sad to see that team went from a wild card team to now this disaster. Like, I don't know. You had a coach of the year 2 seasons ago, and then now you had this type of disaster.
It's pathetic.
Shout out to the Giants, man. Shout out to the Giants.
Monday night, we reacted to, with D'Lo on the show, we reacted to, we got some of his reactions to the free agency pickups. So Kev, I want to do the same thing with you. Who has really stood out to you, in terms of NFL free agency so far?
Which team or which player?
Which team? Which team has made kind of the biggest moves? Now you can mention a few teams, or you can just mention one team. But what team or teams has stood out to you the most?
I hope.
Oh shoot, my leg itching. Hold on. Oh shoot. Damn. My leg itch. Oh, sorry.
I actually do want to give a shout to Tones and my team. Going to the offseason, you need to spend a crap ton of money.
Shoot.
And that's what we did. We first day free agency. What was it, like 5 signings, 6 signings? I lost count.
Preach, brother. Preach.
It was a couple of good signings, and I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people are saying that Milton Williams is overpaid. Yes, you have to overpay if you're a team that's struggling. You have to overpay to bring in someone like him. That's huge for our D line. And Carlton Davis, CB2 behind Gonzo, another solid pickup. With that being said, though, I love the signings. And then Stephon Diggs yesterday, I love that too.
Throw me the ball, coach. Put me in.
With that being said, though, as much as I despise this team only because of the recent rivalries,
Cardi B gonna be in New England.
You know what? Speak of the hold on. Let me just. I don't know. Hopefully, you guys are able to hear this.
Cardi B gonna be over there with
Hello?
Robert Kraft in the joint, just chilling.
Yo, Jamal.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we was on. We streaming right now. We on live talking about the shitty Giants.
You heard us.
Hey, what's going on, gang?
Hey.
I got a coworker. Her cousin is DK Metcalf. He's in the football here and signed it.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. Hey, that's so he told me. So he told me I can stay on stream or no?
Yeah, of course.
So he so one of his coworkers, her cousin.
Yeah, she's cousins with DK Metcalf, and he's sent the football over here.
Her cousin is DK Metcalf.
that's crazy.
Man, that's
And
dope.
he sent a football over there to him.
Oh, that's dope.
That's fun.
That's
Hey, that's
dope.
another pickup we could talk about here in a few minutes too. Oh man, hey, but hey, Tone, go ahead. How you feel about Stephon Diggs? I'm gonna talk to my tune real quick for a minute or two.
Man, I'm loving the pickup, man. We needed a WR1. Fair to say he's that. He'll be aside my man. What's his name? Hunter? That's my man's name, right, Kev?
Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Travis Hunter?
No. Hunter Henry. You got it right.
Hunter. Yeah, Hunter
Yeah,
Henry.
he gonna be next to Henry, and I feel like it's just gonna create more opportunities for us, man. On the offensive side, man, we was getting together at the end of the season, and it was starting to look like an actual system, and so yeah, having a wide receiver one, man, it's gonna change the game for Drake, man. And we might be actually having some. We might have to buy a new jersey next year. Who knows? You know, we might
I
have
will
to buy a
say,
new
I will
jersey.
say the offense is. I don't think it's there yet, but defensively, I love the way the Patriots defense is looking from the front
We're headed in the right
seven.
direction. We're headed in the right
Yes,
direction.
yes, and I will say though, with all those moves being made, I will say the winner of free agency, even though I despise this team only because of the recent rivalry games we had with them like 10 years ago, are the Broncos. As much as I hate this team, Denver has made excellent moves. Moves where they filled in positions that they needed. They
I gotta
needed a
go,
tight.
y'all. I'll see y'all later.
All right, Tones.
I thought.
Man's over here showing a love to the
I'm not.
Broncos.
I'm not. But when you see what they have done, they bring in Evan Ingram. They need a tight end. They got that done. They had one of the best defenses last season, and you bring in someone like Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga. Yes, Hufanga is injury prone, but when he is playing, he's a top 5 safety in his position, or you could say top 10. But Dre Greenlaw as a linebacker is one of the best linebackers in the league, and this is a defense that was top 3, top 2, whatever you think it is, and they're gonna be the best defense in the league now because of who the Eagles lost on that defensive side of the ball. I think the winner is Denver, even though I love the signings that New England has done in free agency.
We're gonna talk about. I'll get to Stephon Diggs here in a second, but I do want to ask you. This is Gumball Sports Machine. We're gonna talk about the Cardinals. So, what was your reaction to their free agency so far? You go out, you sign Josh Sweat, you bring in Dalvin Tomlinson, you beef up that defensive line. How have you felt with them so far?
Me or Tones?
Kev, you.
I'll be honest, Josh Sweat is a very underrated pickup for the price that you guys got him at. That's a big, big W. You guys didn't overpay for him, and he's one of the more better pass rushers in the league. He can be you guys' new Chandler Jones. I'm not saying the same level, but he can be you guys' like main pass rusher because he's shown what he's capable of doing on the Eagles side on the defense. And for the price that you guys got Sweat at, that's an amazing deal.
Is he related to Keith?
I don't think he's the key.
No. I
but-
said, is he related to Keith?
Say again?
Keith. Who's
Is
Keith?
he related to Keith?
Keith Sweat?
Yeah.
Who's
I don't
Keith Sweat?
think so.
Y'all know you don't know who Keith Sweat is?
No, who's Keith Sweat?
Yo, take that card out your wallet. Give it to Kev.
Yo.
Because I mean, I was about to say,
it's hidden. Hey, I've been hiding it for a while. Nobody's getting to. I got to keep it somehow.
Because
somehow.
I was about to say,
he
I
don't
know
who Keith Sweat is.
Who's
Oh
Keith
my
Sweat?
Lord.
and I know a Josh and a Montez Sweat. I mean,
Yeah, I know. I know Josh and Montez Sweat. I don't know who Keith Sweat is.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourself.
maybe I'm not black enough.
Kev, you don't know who he is either?
Maybe I'm not black enough.
Lord. Yeah.
That's
We'll have first I want to apologize to our followers. But we'll have that conversation on the Wave Show, man. I gotta teach these young boys, man. I gotta teach them.
But in fairness, I didn't know who Sean Connery was until like 3 days ago.
Yeah, another fail.
So I do want to point that out. So it's not just black actors.
He's not an actor, dude.
Oh,
He's a singer.
oh, that's awkward. Well, this has been a fun conversation, hasn't it?
The crazy thing is, I was just trying to ask a little joke because I'm imagining that they're not related, and y'all just messed it all up. I not even know who the man is.
Back to your previous question, Jamal. Who do you think won that free agency then?
It's hard not to say Denver. It's really hard not to say Denver with what they've been able to do. You already have the decoy. You already have the defensive player of the year and Patrick Surtain. You go out and get Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga one of the best safeties in the league and then one of the best linebackers in the league, to pair them with Patrick Surtain,
Nick Bonito,
and Nick Bonito and Zach Allen, like that defense is going to be ridiculously good. You have a developing quarterback on the other side of the ball in Bo Nix, who was pretty good last year. That is going to be a good football team.
you bring in Evan Ingram too.
That's going to be a danger on both sides of the ball. You give, again, Cortland Sutton is one of my favorite receivers in the league. He is ridiculously underrated. But now you have Cortland Sutton. You go out and get Evan Ingram. You still have a running game. Javonte Williams, he's injury prone. I like him a lot. He just can't stay healthy. But
I thought he was gone.
dangerous.
He's still there. I thought he was gone.
Is Javonte Williams gone?
I'm pretty sure I saw him like sign somewhere else, or I may be tripping.
But that's a good football team. Denver is a good football team. I really like what we've done. Again, I love the Josh Sweat pickup for as much as we did. Like the Patriots, y'all gave Milton Williams $25 million, who is very good. We got Josh Sweat for a little over $20 million, who, again, the guy who I believe should have won Super Bowl MVP, and you get him for just over $20 million for 4 years? Are you kidding me? And then you bring in Dalvin Tomlinson, another big guy, to beef up that defensive line. The defensive line has been absolutely revamped for the Cardinals. You have Josh Sweat. You have Dalvin Tomlinson. You have Darius Robinson, who should be healthy this year. You have BJ Ojulari, who is coming off of ACL, but should be good coming off the other edge. And you still have a gang of draft picks you can use.
When is the draft?
April
20 something. Yeah.
April 24th. A little less than a month away.
I will say though,
wait.
with that fourth pick that New England has, if Abdul Carter is there, I want us to get Abdul Carter. But if he's not, I want us to trade down to like around the 8th, 9th, or 10th, get more draft picks, and select T-Mac.
Yeah, you know what? With the way that the draft has been going, T-Mac might just fall. Tedero McMillan we're talking about might just fall out of the top 10. That's the scary part.
Yeah, because y'all know who I was thinking about. I was like, he's coming back?
Who's that?
Trace McGrady.
T-Mac. We mean who's that? The only T-Mac I know.
See, there you go. See that wrong
I
sport.
don't. If you say AI, I'm thinking about AI. You say MJ, I'm thinking about MJ. I don't care what we doing.
It's the old people, man.
Listen,
Oh,
we stick
okay.
to the
Listen,
script. That's what we do.
I do want to bring up the Stephon Diggs signing a little bit for you. I'm
Cardi
not
B
the biggest
signing?
fan of it. I'm not the biggest fan of it.
We signed Cardi B. Listen to what's going on.
Yeah, if Cardi B out there catching footballs, I got another problem to deal with, because
Mhm.
Stephon Diggs ain't gonna be worried about catching the football. He gonna be worried about catching something else. I'm just throwing that out there. No, but Stephon, you give him a 3-year contract and you give it to him for $69 million. And Kev, you and I had a conversation about Stephon Diggs actually. You told me a 1-year deal would be perfect, but you go out and give this guy $23 million over the next 3 years. A guy who has been known to be a locker room, like not a bad locker room presence.
He was pretty good last year though in Houston.
He was good.
He's been a little disappointing as a team member. He's not known as one of those great team members, but that the Patriots have a pretty structured organization. There's been a couple players who have come to the Patriots, and even when excuse my language, when shit hits the fan, you don't really hear about it until it's too nasty, and then we find a way to get him out of the door and we move on. It's not like one of those long type of problems that you're hearing about on ESPN for 3 months before something happens.
Which is a good point, but a lot of that was when Bill Belichick was at the helm. Bill Belichick is no longer at the helm. And
I do think Variable demands that respect too, though, because it's not like
I agree.
It's not like he's Bill Belichick, but from what you get from Variable is a lot different than what you would get from Gerard Mayo.
I agree. I mean, Mike Vrabel is a head. He's already been a head coach. He's had success at the head coach position, and this is a team that he played for. Stephon Diggs, sometimes it's out of his control. Like, this is not the same system the Patriots ran for 20 years. It's, and Stephon Diggs, he can be known if he doesn't get the ball, he's gonna want out. Buffalo Bills, Josh
here's
Allen.
the thing. I think this is the perfect opportunity because he's going to get the ball.
By default, he's going to get the ball.
He's going to get the ball.
Bro, I mean, but you also got to understand that, yes, he's the only option. But if we know that, opposing defenses also know that.
That's the thing. He's kind of not the only option. At the end of the season, we've seen what Drake May is actually capable of doing. And that's why, like, Hunter, to have an addition to add on to what Hunter was able to do at the end of the season, and I'm sure they're gonna make it do what it do during the draft. We're gonna get another receiver.
I do think the addition of Diggs takes pressure off of the other receivers, guys like Pop Douglas and Keyshawn Boutte.
Yeah,
those guys are going to have so much pressure off of them where they don't want to have the best corner on them, and so they'll have the second string corner, third string corner. That gives them more opportunities to get the ball.
Yeah, you named one of those guys. Keyshawn Boutte was absolutely fantastic. I think he was really good at the end of the season. So I think if you put him in the slot and, like you said, you go out and draft a receiver, maybe it's T-Mac, Tedero McMillan. Maybe it's Luther Burden, the third out of Missouri. Maybe it's Matthew Golden out of Texas. There's some really good
receiver from Ohio State.
Emeka Egbuka. Maybe it's Emeka Egbuka. He's more of a slot guy though. He can play on the outside, but yeah, maybe you go and get one of those guys. But opposing, like, again, Stephon Diggs, it's not the player that I'm worried about. Although he is coming off of ACL, so that is a little worrisome. But it's more the character I'm worried about when it comes to Stephon Diggs, because a guy like that can absolutely be a detriment to a young quarterback like Drake May. When you're not getting him the ball, or you're forcing him the ball because you don't want Stephon Diggs to be upset, can be a problem. That can force turnovers. That can also force other problems in the locker room.
Yeah, my social media feeds from back home all share the same feeling. I'll be honest.
But I mean, we did see Josh Allen go from a mediocre young quarterback to a star quarterback with the addition of Stephon Diggs on that Bills team.
We absolutely did. Stephon Diggs wasn't also coming off of ACL, and he didn't also realize how good he was until he went to Buffalo.
No, he was good in Minnesota. I mean,
he was very good. But if you're going to tell me Stephon Diggs was the same player in Minnesota that he was in Buffalo, you'd be wrong.
But I think Kev made some great points. I think his job mainly is to take pressure and create. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still gonna have to run his solid routes, because again, you have to create that pressure to allow people to come force the defense towards you to create those opportunities. But I really think that's his job here, and then to focus on red zone. Like, if we get caught up in the red zone, he got to eat. That's what we're paying for.
Because I mean, Diggs is still one of the better route runners in today's league, to be honest.
He is. He absolutely is. I fear that ACL. I mean, and Diggs also isn't a young gun anymore. He's getting, if he's not already 30, he's getting close to 30.
I think he's like 31.
Yeah, I mean, that's coming off of a ACL. That's not exact. Yeah, he's 31. So coming off ACL. Obviously knowing how good he is and how good he has been, he's gonna have to kind of humble himself. I hope.
I was just gonna say that. I hopefully that injury and that age humbles him, and he's able to mentor.
I just want to point out, Amari Cooper is still available though.
He is going to be an Arizona Cardinal. Don't you worry. He is going to be an Arizona Cardinal. He's going to mentor Marvin Harrison Jr. into the receiver that he is going to be.
Who's got more money? Who's got more money?
I think New England still has a shit ton of money, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that, but man, Milton went $25 million a year. And he was very good last year, but that's a lot of money to give a guy. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money.
I mean, Jamal, what's wrong with Tyler Lockett on the Cardinals?
Age, man. He's too old. And he's not the same. He's not the same player. Now, again, Amari Cooper is not the same player either. Even last year, when he went to Buffalo, it just wasn't a good fit. Amari Cooper can still make plays, especially at wide receiver 2, because I think I think we can all agree Marvin Harrison Jr. is wide receiver 1 for now until he retires in Arizona. Amari Cooper is going to have to come in and realize, like, okay, there are 2 other options in front of me. One of those guys is MHJ. The other one is Trey McBride. So he's going to have to make the plays that have to be made when those guys are covered. And so if he can take that role, bring on Amari Cooper. Welcome to Arizona. Don't bring any pants. Wear shorts.
Whoa. What the? I'm out. Gotta go.
I try to fix it immediately. I try to fix it immediately. But,
Gotta go.
Hey, that better be clipped, bro. That better be clipped.
Amari. Don't listen to that, man. You're going to get your ass arrested. Don't bring
your pants is crazy.
Bring shorts. Don't bring pants. And bring short sleeve shirts, not hoodies.
This man talking freaky, and it's not even Friday.
Friday. Everybody getting freaky on Friday. Just saying.
I guess
Anywho,
today is hump day. I guess.
Well, see, there you go. See who you see. When nobody talk about humping nobody until you brought it up.
Nah, you just didn't want the man to wear no pants.
Yeah, shorts. That's what I want him to wear, so he's not hot.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
Oh, Kev.
It's a safe place. Feel free to talk. Be yourself.
Kev, is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Oh, you know what? Real quick. I'm sorry, not to. This Asante Samuel and Deion Sanders thing is a joke. Is a joke. What are we talking about?
Hold on. This almost feels personal. I almost feel like you're attacking because I don't think anybody was taking it serious. But I feel like because we're Patriots fans that you're bringing this up. Let's talk about it.
He's not even, Kevin mentioned it, he's not even the best Patriot corner of all time.
Kevin, you said it? I didn't hear you say nothing about it.
I said I had Ty Law over him.
Yeah.
He's not even the best Patriot corner of all time.
So why are we talking again? I feel like you trying to attack us. You trying to attack us?
It's because I am. I'm always trying to attack you. I'm not hiding
you
that.
Say pause.
Whoa. Okay, see, that's not a pause moment. See, that's a pause on your pause. That's what that is.
That's a power off right there. You power that shit off.
It's a pause. Power pause off.
That's
That's
a pause squared.
No attacking.
Yeah, it's always going to be attacking.
Let us gather ourselves. We're coming back to have a great year. You know what I'm saying? I'll let your Cardinals play poopy and just keep it peaceful.
Hey,
peaceful.
What you want to put? Hey, what you want to put on the Cardinals that have a better record than the Patriots this year?
Yeah, I might not.
I think
it's gonna be closer.
I had looked back, and I think the Cardinals actually have a harder schedule than the Patriots.
I was just gonna say this. Here's what I will do. I'll bet you this is that we win the gap between the wins we had this year and the wins we'll have next year will be larger than the gap.
I mean, when you win 2 games, it's gonna be.
Hey, play. It's not my and we won 3. It's not my fault y'all didn't get that much better. Y'all, how far y'all gonna make it?
We're gonna have 10 wins next year.
Oh yeah. I'll take that bet. Easy. See you later.
We'll have 10 wins.
No, I actually think y'all might. Y'all that's a toss-up. Without injury, y'all should get 10 wins.
I mean, if you look at division, the West really got a little weaker with San Fran losing all their players too.
Yeah. Actually,
they should win. They should win 10 games without injury. If no one on their team, none of their stars get hurt, they should win 10 games.
And Seattle hasn't really gotten better too. They lost a couple of players as well.
I think Seattle kind of stayed stagnant. If anything, got worse. But I do also want to point out our opponents this year aren't the crazy. I mean, we have the NFC South. So we're playing the Falcons.
That's
the
like one of
Panthers.
the worst divisions besides the AFC South.
And guess who the other division we're playing?
AFC South.
The AFC South. So, and then of course we're playing our own division.
What about the two extra teams though?
Huh?
Isn't there 2 extra teams?
Yeah, the 2 extra teams are the Bengals, which will obviously be a tough game. But actually, you know what? If with the pass rush we have and the offensive line that the Bengals have, we might sack Joe Burrow 12 times. But yeah, the other one is the Bengals and the Cowboys. So and Kyler Murray has the Cowboys number. So I like our matchup. I like our chances on that game. But yeah, we play the NFC South and the AFC South. And the Cowboys and the Bengals, and of course the teams in our division. I kind of like our chances to get to 10 wins, especially if Kyler Murray plays. Now it's a big if, but if Kyler Murray plays to what he's supposed to play like, and he's supposed to make that jump of, hey, my time of trying to prove myself is running out, I should probably play well.
I see what you did here. He finagled this question to make us just talk about the Cardinals if you didn't see
look at that.
I actually have a question I'd like to add on Jamal.
Huh?
If Kyler doesn't live up to the expectations this season,
he's
I
gone.
already asked this. I already asked this question.
He's done?
Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
So what's next? Are you guys
trying
to adapt to QB?
Kev, this is my whole question for him. How do you have a love-hate relationship throughout the season with your favorite star quarterback? It's like on the fence.
Because
season.
From the looks of it, if you guys move from Kyler, it might be time for an Arch Manning and Marvin Harrison Jr. Duo.
First of all, actually, Arch Manning would be coming out next year. But he'd be March Manning is going to go top 3, and I don't think we're going to have a top 3 pick unless we trade up for it. And obviously we'd have to give up like a 49er type deal for it. Yeah, you get rid of him. I don't know.
Did you guys ever ask D'Lo about how both his teams are doing, or you guys don't want to bring that up?
Oh, of course we did.
Last episode.
Yep. Yeah. What a fan you are, Kevin. You don't watch.
Well, I mean, I haven't been on my phone like that. I've just really been working these last couple of days.
Yeah, you have to be on your phone. You just put it in your headphones.
No, I don't put my headphones on. Yeah? Strict policy. I work.
What about when you're driving to work?
When I'm driving to work, I listen to music.
Yeah, see, that's when you could be listening to us.
Sort of paying Spotify, paying Apple Music, and YouTube is free.
Thanks, Kev. Make us feel real good about ourselves.
I do watch the clips on Instagram, though. That makes you guys feel any better.
A little bit. Yeah, I got a quick question for y'all, though, because I know you're about to have us sign off. So, one, I just want to read this off real quick. LeBron James is now tied for second most game-winning buzzer beaters all time with Kobe and Joe Johnson. 2 things. It's crazy that one of them is Joe Johnson. That's
ISO Joe, boy.
ISO Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Drafted by the Celtics.
Is he still playing a 3v3 thing or no?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think he retired.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that Braun took this long to get to second, kind of wild to me.
Thank you.
But also, the fact that Braun is likely going to just have all of the records, I don't even know what to say. Like, having all of the records is kind of crazy, bro. I don't care. Like,
it's not gonna have the rebound or assist records.
But you know what I mean. Like, having 60% of the records, he's not gonna really have 100%. But it's crazy what Braun is doing, dog.
It is. I do want to point out, since 2015 and 2016, do you know who leads the league in game-winning shots?
I'm gonna say KD.
I'm guessing Desmond Bain.
Kevin was close, and Tone, you need to take your pills. I'm not sure what. Yeah, Now those are the same initials. You know what? I see what you did. I see what you did, but it's wrong.
I'm slick with it.
And you know, I got to give you props. That was good. I didn't see it at first. It kind of went. I didn't see it first, but I see what you did.
Well, another thing, quick question before we
Hold on. Whoa! We can't skip past.
Okay.
Devin Booker is tied for the lead in game-winning shots, go-ahead shots.
Oh, and from since he's joined the league.
Since he's joined the league.
That's dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we all know D Book is a cook, so.
Yeah, he's clutch. Sorry, go ahead. I want to put that.
How y'all feel about Bronny? Like the narrative about Bronny is actually changing. So, you know, I don't mind being a pause ahead of the curve in the conversation. Like,
how's that a pause? How is that a pause?
I don't know. Some people just be reaching. Some people be reaching. So
some people being you, Tony.
That's what I'm saying. Like you think everything's
I got
a
a twin out there somewhere. He might be in the comments. But
okay.
like Bronny's ceiling, I feel like people are, you know, his ceiling is moving. So what y'all feel like his real genuine ceiling? Like, you know, 2-3 years from now when Bron's retired and Bronny's just actually hooping, what's his ceiling? Like, give me a player in the league.
I said it before he was drafted.
Drew Holiday
is Bronny's ceiling. Drew Holiday is, if there's a player that I can and now Drew Holiday, I think for Bronny is the perfect comparison. You are a fantastic role player. He's won 2 rings. He's been a key piece on both of those championship teams. He's made huge plays on both of those championship runs, but he's not the star player.
And you think he can be like a Marcus Smart or no?
No, I think that's a great, you know, pair of shoes to fill.
Do you know who I think might be a floor for him though, instead of a ceiling? I'm gonna say someone like a Pat Bev.
Man, you know that it's crazy because I just seen. So I think I sent it to them all on Twitter. Pat Bev averaged 36 points
overseas. In high school, yeah.
I mean, Bronny's averaging what? Like he had what 30 the other day in the G League.
He had 39. 39.
Yeah, he had. That's one night. Pat Bev did this like average this in high school. Like you know, many players don't get a chance to average that. Pat Bev was that guy, and then he comes to the league, and
he plays his role.
Plays defense. He averages what? Said the most points he's ever averaged in the season was like 8 point something or 9 point something. Oh yeah,
10.
Might have been double digits.
Crazy. That's crazy though. But
that's how good the NBA is.
You want to bring in a floor? I think that's a good safe floor for Bronny, Patrick Beverly.
Shout out to the Hoopers that sacrifice, man. D White's better than a lot of these dudes.
Stop it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Don't try to sneak that in there.
Yeah, stop that now.
That Baldy.
Yeah, but the most points he's averaged is 10 or 12. I'm sorry, 12.
But P-Bab was a valuable player. You know, he probably could have been on a championship contender had, you know, he been on, you know, right timing. But no, I do think Bronny's he's getting it rolling, and hopefully after his pops retires, he's with the right organization or has got the right fit around him, so he does get to actually hoop. But
I hope so too. He at least deserves the opportunity.
You think it might be? You think it might be like kind of the Ball brothers, where LaMelo's like Bryce James gonna be the better brother between those two guys?
I think Bryce James is gonna be better. I think Bryce James is gonna be the better of LeBron's sons.
I think he right now has a higher ceiling of both, you know, but it's hard to say because, like, you know, everything is a factor. Injury, like everything is a factor. And what is he? I think he's 6'5" right now.
He's like 6'8".
Is he really? Is he that tall?
I know he's like Bron.
Bryce.
Yeah, so
James.
there's definitely some factors. Some factors.
6'6".
Yeah, he has the
6'6".
potential. He's probably gonna go and play at least a year or two in college, depending on how good he really is.
What is he? He's a freshman. He's gonna be a freshman in college, right?
Yeah, he's coming to the Valley next year. He's going to Tucson to go play with those Wildcats.
Hey, we might see Koa Pete over there with him too.
Koa Pete's making his announcement tomorrow. He's making his announcement tomorrow. Now,
He might have to make a trip out there, go watch a game.
Yes, I could not agree more.
Wait a minute. Aren't they playing against the
I'll call Braun.
Duke
I'll get
Wildcats
Braun.
tomorrow?
I'll get Braun on the horn.
Yep.
I mean, Duke Blue Devils.
Get who? Hold on. Get who on the horn? First of all, 1972 called. They want their saying back. Secondly, who says get somebody on the horn? Want to mention that. And who are you getting on the horn?
That's actually a pause.
That's a pause.
That's for sure a pause.
You know what a horn is?
I know you put a Y on the end of that. It doesn't. That's a pause.
A horn. See that?
Whoa! Why do you have a shirtless man on your screen? No. Why do you have? Why is there a shirtless man?
First of all, this is not a man.
Isn't that a Silver Surfer?
Thank you. It's the green.
So you have a shirtless human.
First of all, that's a selfie of me because I am the green wave. That's just what I am.
See, there you go. You are green. That's it. That's it. There's nothing that comes after the green. You are green.
I'm not against it. I'm the green. That's my new name, y'all. The green. I'm being the Celtics mascot.
And he talking about some paws.
That's crazy.
Shirtless
on there. Pause at the wrong time.
Honestly, the shirt is not what you should be caring about. The man don't really have nothing on. Like if you really.
And that's who you got on your phone. So you got a man that ain't got nothing on. That's the screensaver on your phone. I don't want you to ever say pause again.
It's really not a man. It's like a alien.
You gonna tell me that you gonna tell me that thing ain't built like a man?
Hey yo, yeah, it's time to go. Yo, it was a great show. Everyone.
I'm just saying.
Celtics,
that's
Celtics
who you got.
Beat the Suns.
See,
I'm gonna
show you what
get that part of the show.
Look, I got a nice. It's a beautiful picture. Me and my sister. Beautiful picture. Me and my sister. That's what I got on my phone. Oh, hold on, turned off. That's what I got on my phone. And then we go ahead and see what you had on your phone, and it was some shirtless man. It was.
Hold on.
I'm just saying, like when you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you see. And
it could be this. You want it to be this? You can put it back to with that.
Rather, I mean, they got shirts on at least. You know what I'm saying? I just you talk about some pause. That's a pause, brother.
That is a
super
hero.
Power off. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then we got this saying. You know what this is?
Imagine thinking you're not doing it right just because, and then you get cut off. Just because people
said so.
Just because Maul said so.
Yeah, because what I say goes.
No, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's like the perfect. Hey, come on.
What I say goes. And that's gonna close out this show.
He said the Suns was gonna win on the last show, y'all. So
I don't remember saying anything. I just remember that tomorrow was opening day for baseball. Be on the lookout for that. The Red Sox are going to be dog shit this year. I want to put that out there. Rafi Devers couldn't stop a ground ball if it wasn't moving.
I bought a Diamondback shirt today.
As you should.
No, I did that because my son plays on the Diamondback.
The reason for it ain't got nothing to do with me. I just heard you say you bought a D-back shirt. I didn't. The explanation was not necessary.
Just really want to apologize to all my hometown teams, all my hometown people. I really didn't buy it to support Arizona and their teams. I did it to support my child because he's an up-and-coming star on a T-ball team.
He absolutely is a star, and he's a star, even bigger star for wearing that D-backs apparel. Do you want to point that out?
Man.
Don't forget, you are amazing. You are beautiful. And if nobody else is going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, you matter. You are amazing. You have a purpose. And if you haven't found it yet, all you have to do is go look for it. I love you. I'm proud of you.
Shout out to Kev pulling up. It's been a minute.
Man, no cap. And always remember, it's nice to be important, but it's much, much more important to be nice. I love these guys. Kev, appreciate you for showing up, showing out, hanging out with us for a little bit. Tone, as always, my brother, this show isn't what it is without you.
Oh, shout out the host, man. Shout out the host.
Man, y'all too nice, man.
You
This
gotta put it all together.
this show is growing growing more and more every day.
I just want to say, did you want to update that score? Celtics and Suns low. You want to update that
All
score?
right, well, appreciate you watching that.